Oh, hey. Okay. So, right now, I've been looking through some of the things that I have written, some of the things that I have done. So, I'm going to share a couple things. Here's a poem I wrote. Okay. This one's not dated, but probably about summer of 2019. Spring or summer. Everything has been up and down, one extreme to the next. How long each lasts isn't such an easy task. Hours, days, weeks, months, you aren't really sure until you change inside. It's like the snap of a finger, gone like it was nothing, no matter the extreme. It left for the next one, and she felt everything in between. While feeling one extreme, it made her believe she was a crazy one. How can you feel so much and be so numb? Outside looking in, you would never see just how many demons are lurking in me. And then I'm gonna read this next. This was August 14th of 2020. I wrote this. I am so much stronger than anything that comes my way. And these moments right now proves to myself just how strong I am. This is not going to win. I will not succumb to the fucking negative influences trying to wreak havoc in my life. Your chaos is gone, but somehow I'm still fighting to take care of this because you are a fucking coward. You will regret me being the one you gave this to. I am confident in my abilities, and even more so now. This is the strongest she's been yet, and she still won't bring me down. I thought she would be gone when I faced her the first time, but here I am, time number 3. And 3 is the last one she'll ever gave with me, as I am going to conquer her and send her back where she belongs. I got some amazing people on my side to help conquer this, but I am fucking petrified. She's fucking powerful, but I am more powerful. Trinity. My strength is amazing me and inspiring me each time. This is why I always say you will wish you hadn't messed with me, because the very, 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 very few that have wish that they were off this earth instead of living here. I always knew I held the brightest of lights to help guide others, but my entire life people tried to kill that light. They were intimidated by someone like me, and that alone is enough to let that shit go. Because never again will something like this try to touch my light even from a distance. I'll throw a lit match your way because you don't want light anyways, and it takes less effort, and finally realizing you can't help those who don't fucking want it. And then on August 13th of 2020, I wrote, I need to get the hell out of this house I live in. It won't be long before I'm told I can't live there because I will not allow people to commit fraud, especially on my behalf. The home is now full of toxic energy all around. I'm about to take you down for all the fraud, lies, and deceit you've committed, and that's just to myself. I have a huge case that is going to cause you so much uproar. I have so much evidence in my hands. You have fucked with the wrong person because I have more power and determination to show you who you truly are and not let you get away from it. You don't fuck with good people. I am done being taken advantage of, and I will not put up with it. I'm about to show the power I have in taking control of the situation and exposing who you are. I will not be treated in a way that puts me in a position to be taken advantage of. I play stupid because I am so fucking brilliant. The power I hold is tenfold of what you think you can do to me. Trust me when I say you will regret thinking you could ruin my character with your shitty character. I will fucking destroy you because you reap what you sow, and you've destroyed a lot of people. I will be the last person you do this to, and I will completely blindside you with the knowledge and skills I have, and can't wait until you get what you deserve. Never again will I question the light I hold within. I shine massive rays that illuminate so fucking loud in the world that people naturally gravitate towards me. I know how special I am, and never ever again will I doubt that being I am. No one can try to dim it ever again. I will prosper from this attempt you tried. It made me realize what I already knew I had. No And then on the 19th of August 2020, these past 2 weeks have been some of the hardest but most freeing weeks. My soul feels so much lighter and perfectly aligned with my true soul path. I truly see just who I was supposed to have been my whole life. I will never be shadowed over by anything or anyone ever again, myself included. My intuition has always been 1,000,000% accurate. I truly have the most amazing people in my life. I never could have made it through any of this without every single one of you. I am beyond lucky to have each and every one of you. Thank you all so much more than I could ever show you, truly from the most bottom parts of my whole heart. Never again will any weight that isn't meant for me to carry be mine. I will not carry things for others that never deserved any part of me to begin with. Never again will I ever feel alone, because I felt how truly present my people were, with much love. And then these are messages I was typing. There's more than what I have right now. This is just what I have right now to start it. And so this bright purple. She had said something, but my memory is terrible. I feel safe telling you everything already. I just want this to leave me alone. I am so thankful. Then I was describing some pictures that I had. So the inside of my thigh has been bitten and made to hurt really bad and scratched. It hurts so bad all around the area. I feel so super weird taking this one picture. And then I had more bruises appear. I hear screams and walking upstairs in the side of my house climbing. I've also had found these little tinsel stuff that had eyes around my house randomly and for no reason, because they weren't there before. I've seen it in my bathroom before. I've had my first fly problem, literally not be able to get out of my car after work to walk into my house. I know there is more, but I need to breathe for a second. Things that should not fall down are falling down. I'm constantly hearing all kinds of noises and finding the most random things and all that. I touched a painting 8 days after it was done, and it made my hand wet with blue paint. Water randomly drips on me. And then I had a video that I watched, and it scared the shit out of me. I'm trying to find it. This is the first time something like this has happened to me ever, and I feel it constantly, like right now, this second. My son, he said he got big red eyes and he's tall and he has a good, and I have stories that are unexplainable without being in words, and it was awful. I've seen her a lot, almost 3 years. She's trying to get back to me. I feel like that's what she's doing. I'm keeping pen and paper with me even for feelings and happenings. It's just fixated on me, and it follows me around everywhere. And There's more to that, but let's see. And then on the same day, August 14th, that same day that happened, in 1820, the first eye hospital, the Eye Infirmary, opened in New York City. Let's see. I'll read this. Right here. This is some things I wrote. My first memory, I feel I can truly recall from my childhood, is hiding under a table fearing my life because I spilled milk, pouring a bowl of cereal at a party at my dad's apartment. I was so hungry because partying was more important than my basic needs like eating. I was probably 3 or 4 at the time. I remember the anger as he swung his arms and I was up against the wall, probably the size of a fly with how close I pushed myself against it. That was how my memory started. So the turmoil I would continue to bear was sometimes other memories trigger past memories. I blocked a lot out in my head. I learned very young that the world was fucked and I had to conquer a battle if I was going to make it. I learned, and later forgot for a few years, that you take people for what they are the very first time they show you. People are cruel. Not all people, but the two that brought me into this world were. They both treated me shitty and different, but yet sometimes the same awful, cruel way. Bear with me, as this will most definitely be in no chronological order. One of the, I think, next pivotal moments was when my father and stepmother kidnapped me and brainwashed me to believe my mother was the only evil one. It was summer. I had a birthday. She tried to come see me, and they made me hide in this little clubhouse-type area that had trees all around it. It was kind of like a dugout vibe. She sat on my grandmother's porch crying because at this point it was a few weeks, a month or more, she hadn't been able to see me. I had to keep in my hiding spot. I had to avoid my mother on my birthday. I think this is when I became numb to feelings of hurt. I think I turned 6 that day, maybe 5. I think that day I just felt empty. I felt nothing. That's probably the day the wall went up. I don't even know if I cried. How can an adult make a child feel that and have no emotion himself? Because at that point, he was probably winning the game against my mother. Not at his expense, but completely at mine. A short while later, we went to court. Sitting in the waiting area, my father and stepmother were coaching me on things I should say when I went to testify against my mother. I never ended up testifying, and my mother won custody of me. I was so confused. My father blamed me because I didn't end up testifying. Not by choice, but because the judge saw that an innocent child shouldn't have to pick a parent. I remember my mom carrying me down the Brookville courthouse stairs while I screamed, "I want my daddy." She hated me for that. I was brainwashed to believe she was the only evil one, as I said before. Sorry. I was a child and she scolded me on the stairs. She had this look about her face that made me not speak for a few hours. I was scared. Was all of this my fault? What did I do that was wrong? She told me if I needed something to cry about, she'd give me something. She said that I needed to knock that the fuck off right now or she'll give me a good reason to need my father. That's probably when I stopped, for the most part, expressing my emotions and feelings outwardly. I'm fairly almost positive I wasn't even 7 when I had my first suicidal thought. By this point, I was the parent at both houses. I barely knew how to take care of myself. I learned real quick how to. Kids depended on me for their survival. I did everything. Changed diapers, fed them, bathed them, everything. They were out from whatever drugs they were doing at the time. Got my ass whooping over nothing, probably. That was one of the days. One time, my dad had a dog, and he was digging in the trash on his porch, because he probably hadn't eaten in days at this point. Starving and eating trash, I try to get him to stop so he doesn't get in trouble. He attacked me, and my face got fucked up. I had a hole through my lip, and one ended as a scar across my nose and along my chin. He got in so much more trouble because of this. My father beat the fuck out of that dog. I literally can hear him crying as I remember this. A 2x4, I'm assuming. He tied him up on a short leash and I had to watch him. It seemed to last forever. That poor dog didn't deserve that, and I should not have had to watch that. The only thing I remember playing with as a child was the baby Dawn. We were out hiking, and for some reason I didn't have shoes on. But we ended up going on this hike. It wasn't too bad. I wasn't in shoes a lot as a kid, but we get to this bridge, and it's rigid and pointy. Probably to keep the wild animals from getting stuck and hurt. I had my doll, and eventually my mom picked me up to help me cross, and the doll hit her, and she threw it into the creek below. It was my fault. I was made to feel shitty for an accident that very well could have not been my fault. I had to hike down the rough river bank hill with no shoes, and that had those tiny pointy branches that feel like a nail in your foot to retrieve that doll. Not allowed to be upset because it was my fault. And to stop fucking crying over a doll. That's the only time. I'm fairly certain, but memories flash back that I've chosen to forget. But as of now, it's the only memory I have of playing with a toy. I remember having a toy. One time my mom spit in my face. We were dropping my sisters off, and I was in the back of the car on the passenger side. I think she was mad at my sister's dad. I made a smart-ass comment, surprising, I know, and she didn't like it. I was probably pointing out how ridiculous she was being. Her face was beet red. She had her knee on the driver's seat, lunged forward, honked the loogie right into my eye. I wanted to punch her so fucking hard that day. I felt the anger inside where it stayed. It was such an intense rage. I refrained from punching her. That's when I learned I have the patience of a saint, which later in life it would be used as a weakness. Sometimes it's easier for me to jump around with my life. I never know what could potentially trigger me and set me off. It could be depression, anxiety, rage, fear, or a multiple of similar various emotions. Plus, when you're completely blocked your thoughts, it's hard to remember in order. I think, hold on. I wrote the hug metaphor, and it says, the hug signifies comfort, acceptance, relief, for one single second at least. Someone else reminded you, hey, you got this, in a world that is constantly trying to make sure you don't even have a fingernail's grip on the fuckery that we have to put up with on the outside forces. In the moment, someone helped them to remember to fucking breathe, because together we got it all. A world where every single fucking nanosecond a mind can race through 472 scenarios. Something real, it doesn't matter. That puts it at about 1 trillion billion thoughts per single minute. To just have 1 second where you didn't have to work for it or remember to take the time out for it. Don't ask if you can help and then do absolutely nothing when the answer was written out in flashing lights with arrows pointing saying it. Even with the answer, the equation isn't solved because the directions say, show your work. Well, now fuck, I have to force out from the 9 billion tabs I got for the answer. All I know is I have it and I gave it to you, but do with it as you will, but stop doing nothing. I don't know that. That's not even a... Yeah, I think that could be good for today, like right now, for that. Thank you for listening and being there, and for all the support that you all give me, and the love that I feel. It's like, so I never... It's nice, you know? Like, this is just a bunch of... This is a bunch of like, stuff I've been learning, and I feel like there's some more, but I need to figure out words. Like, I'm having trouble with words. All right, I think that that's enough for today. There's definitely things, like, as I've said, I used to block out emotions, and this was before. I'm gonna go back through things that I've written before and said before, and put more of them together, because that's just, yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm excited to get my story out. I'm proud of my story. I'm really, really proud. Sorry. And I hope that my story, I don't know. I'm just so thankful for all of you and everything like that. So I hope you, after listening to this, I hope you have the best day, and I hope that you feel the love that you're worth, because you are worth all of it. And let me gotta get... Feeling love is definitely like the best emotion I've felt, and it's a lot easier and all of that. So thank you again. Have the best day.